Okay, and now we're at number 3, spacetime. So now we're just going to start combining. We have on our x-axis, if you will, this is our timeline. And I just put this up here, so approximately from ages 15 to 18. We can, like I said, round that up to 20 because of like preschool, pre-kindergarten. But let's just say that this dividing line is graduation from high school, just for this particular space-time scenario. So what we have is, I would like it to be considered that there's mandatory, legal, court-ordered, I don't know how else to say it, laws that are in place to make sure that 90% of the population, 50 million people, go to school from ages 5 to 18. So the time is a continuum. We're going to say the ratio is 1 to 1. 1 year equals 1 year. Space gets a little bit more interesting, and we'll say space is a 3-dimensional continuum. So the space, first of all, the time that it's taken, so your time is being taken up by mandatory court ordered from 5 to 18. Your physical space, that means in our case the actual physical building that you go to. Schools have very specific architectural designs for a purpose. They have a very similar shape, very similar classroom sizes. They might vary a little bit. Sometimes, maybe some decade they had more windows, sometimes they had less. Sometimes they had classrooms that they used to have these doors that you could open so that the classrooms would become bigger, and then you could shut these dividers, these sliding dividers, so that you could just have a classroom, regular classroom size. But anyway, overall, you can pretty much look at a building and figure out, oh, that's a school. Fair enough. Now you can start to describe the physical space of school, but that's when I talk about space for iSchool purposes. The time that you are giving to school, as well as your physical space that you're in. Yes, is all kind of arranged. Fair enough? And then what you're learning in school, we'll consider that our 3 dimensions. The time that you're in school, the actual physical building that you're in, that your life is essentially being taken up, your time and the space that you're in. Okay, and then what you learn in this environment, I'm saying is pretty critical, because these are pretty important years to be going to school. So what you learn in school is essential, it's fundamental. It's your building blocks for the rest of your life. Let's say this, why in this scenario is a graduation from high school. So your time, your physical space, and your mental space is being occupied and pretty much dictated by, I call them business management systems. We'll get to that in a minute. But to just actually question and say, why are you learning what you're learning? What is it about the building that you're going into? And what is it about these ages and the time that you're spending in school as an institution? So these are things that I'm just kind of been mulling over. I know that these are only like 5-minute videos, but I've probably spent 5 months researching so that I know what I'm talking about, at least in the long run. Maybe right now I'm still kind of fumbling, still a little nervous, but this is still a little new to me, but yet in my element when I research. Okay, so now we got number 3. Number 1 is time, 2 is space, 3 is space-time. On to number 4.